Hi class, welcome to COMSC156. In lecture 2, we will talk about cause and effect. I'm your instructor, Professor Laura Low. In lecture 2, we will cover a couple topics: observation, association, causation, and randomization. We will break into 3 videos. In each topic, we will give you the example to talk about the concept. So the first thing, let's talk about observation. We all know this class we talk about the data science. When people talk about data science, the first thing, we observe the data we saw. Observation actually is a very important key for the science. So in data science, when we talk about observational study, the scientists make conclusion based on the data they have observed, but had no hand in generating. On the other hand, that means when we have the observational study, we are observed on the existing data. We are not generating the new data. According to the existing data we observe, then we can come to some conclusion. In data science, those kind of study involve observation on a group of individuals. A factor of interest we call a treatment, and an outcome measure on each individual. So here the individual is a group we observe. So this individual is not only including the human or people. This individual can be country, can be a state, can be different state, even can be animal. So that's the group of individual we observe. Those individuals we observe, they have a factor of interest we call a treatment. Then we find out some outcome, kind of as our conclusion. They are measured by the data generated by those individuals. So that's observation study. To help you understand better, let's see an observational study here. This study actually is in 2020. In July, that's an article report from European journal. In the European journal, we talk about they have a report say regularly eating chocolate linked to 8% lower heart attack risk. So this report actually is from the adults from 3 different countries, including United States, Sweden, and Australia. We have almost more than 300,000 adults. We make them regularly eat chocolate. Then we find out they have 8% lower heart attack risk. So from this observational study, what are the individuals? What are the treatment and the outcome? So like earlier we say, the individual actually is our study subject. So in this case, we have more than 300,000 adults from 3 different countries. We have US, Swedish, and Australian adults in several different studies. The treatment we apply actually is the chocolate consumption. Then the outcome we try to observe is the heart disease rate. So that's the example about the observational study. We have our individuals, we have our treatment, and we have the outcome generated by the individual. So after this report came out, of course, we have different kind of article according to this report. So this observational study came out, we have a couple questions we want to ask ourselves. The first thing we want to ask is there any relation between chocolate consumption and heart disease? Okay, because from the beginning we talk about, in this report, we find out regularly eating chocolate has 8% lower heart attack rate from our individual. So the treatment is we have those adults, they regularly eating chocolate. Then we want to see, do they have any relationship about the chocolate, regular eating chocolate about the heart disease? So then we see those individuals, they have 8% lower heart attack rate from other people. So then here, if I ask you the question, is there any relation between the chocolate consumption and heart disease? Of course, you can pause the video for a while and ask yourself, do they have that? So here we talk about the relation between the chocolate consumption and heart disease. Of course, we kind of talk about association. Okay, any association is any kind of the relation. So then actually they have one thing linked to the other result. So we have the treatment linked to our outcome. So do we have any relation? Yeah, of course, you will say, yes, of course, they do have relation, because we can see they eat chocolate, then the heart rate have changed. So yes, because those who eat chocolate have less heart disease rate. Yeah, that's okay, right? But this one actually is very soft conclusion. We only say the chocolate consumption has the relation between the heart disease. But sometimes, even we have the report came out, different article, when they talk about the news, talk about this report, they have different headline. Okay, so then we see here is more example. We have some other the headline similar like this. The same thing you can see they are in July 2020. In European the Society and Cardiology press release, they say chocolate is good for the heart. Okay, so then we have another headline. They say, is eating chocolate heart healthy? Studies say yes. So do you agree with that? So on the other hand, we have a second question we can raise is, does the chocolate consumption lead to a reduction in the heart disease? You can see this will be a stronger conclusion, because earlier we only say the chocolate consumption, do they have any relation between the heart disease? But now here that's be more straightforward and strong. Does chocolate consumption leading a reduction? Yeah, especially they say it's a reduction in the heart disease. So when we have this kind of strong consumption, actually there's a causality, because we have our cost and we have our result. So can we say that? Yeah, maybe you say, oh, we lower 8%. So yeah, we can say that. But honestly, it's not completely correct. So this question actually is much harder to answer. And we cannot really say they are 100% correct. Because in data science, we have very important thing is we need to have that strong conclusion that's related to the causality. Like earlier we say, this soft statement, we only ask if there is any relation between chocolate consumption and heart disease. So then we can say yes, because they do have some kind of relation, because you're regularly from this 300,000 people, they regularly eat chocolate, they have the lower heart disease rate. But when we try to make this stronger statement, the chocolate consumption lead to a reduction in a heart disease. That's mean we have our treatment. Yeah, our chocolate consumption is our treatment. Caused the reduction in heart disease. Our treatment caused the outcome. So for this kind of relationship, we call that causality. If we want to make a causality statement, then we need to have more restricted data selection. So those data, like we see here, the individual. Earlier, our individual is the 336, more than 336,000 adult. We are not sure they are random selected. So then we don't know how they do the experiment, how they say they are eating chocolate regularly. They are just part of people, or they have some other group of people they don't eat chocolate regularly, and how they compare the 8% lower, what they compare to. So this kind of report we call the observational study. Observational study, sometimes with our treatment and outcome, they do have relationship. So that's we call the association. So if we want to make a statement is a causality statement, that means our treatment is caused the outcome. So in the next two videos, we will show you more about the association example. Then we will talk about how to randomize our data to do the randomized experiment. So then we can have our causation relationship happen.